Love your family, man. Go watch Granny in that tub. Watch Magazine Dream. See how Jonathan Majors took care of Paw Paw. Do that to your art and your family. Make this money. Go to high school. Learn how to read and write. If you want to use AI to destroy the planet, then go ahead. We don't deserve to live no more. No way. We fucked up.
Why can't you just end on the positive shit? Why do you have to throw that in at the end?
Human nature's over. Save the animals, save the babies. It's Vince Staples and the homies. Love y'all.
That's the name of this episode. Vince Staples and the homies. Remember
that. Vince fan, Corey. Vince, thank you for putting together this crew. I have a question for all of you. Is the internet a net positive?
Absolutely not.
No.
For someone who makes his living on the internet?
I think it is. You want me to expound? They didn't have to.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we hit the negative and no. And
okay.
We gotta go.
I think if you look at just social media, then it would be difficult to argue that social media is a net positive. But if you look at the entire internet, I think that the access to information, the way that things move, I think it is a positive. I think the internet is intertwined with capitalism or globalism and all of those things. Those are things that existed and were corrupting factors before then. But I wouldn't say that social media is a net positive. But I would say that the internet is.
But I would say that the internet I would say that it's impossible these days to basically extract, sort of like to separate the two. I think that the internet basically is social media anymore. Yes, I think that we have things like the New York Times digitally, Wikipedia. These are sort of like net positive things for humanity. But I think that the bad far outweighs the good these days. It's sort of like you have AI chatbots telling teenagers to kill themselves. You have teenage girls whose mental health, adults whose mental health is shot, and their sort of like ability to pay attention to anything is shot because they're addicted to their phones. Like, I think that certainly it's like, let's keep Wikipedia, let's keep the New York Times, let's keep like the good things, but for most of the internet, we can just throw it in the trash.
Because we don't use it the way that you're describing it. The reality is that we use it for the apps, for the social part. That's the only thing people care about on the internet.
Well, I don't think so. I think, do you use online banking? Do you use, there's myriad things that
That's not the internet, man. Online banking, calling online banking the internet.
but see,
online banking guy.
What I'm saying is, think about this. When was the last time anybody in here used a fax machine?
And no one has a fax machine.
Yeah,
right.
Years.
So, and you don't have a fax machine because the internet and email market corrected the fax machine.
What's the best thing the internet's brought to your life?
I don't know. I like the internet. I think it's great. I think it does a lot for a lot of people. Very helpful. It's correct, man. I really do mean that.
Where would you? Okay.
Well, the other day, I looked on ChatGPT how to do braces, and I'm learning as it goes by with the prompt. So soon I'll be launching my own braces dental firm.
Look at that.
We'll do home braces, and we'll do. Then
smiles.
Yeah, and I have the free account. So my next prompt is going to be how to be a pediatrician.
There you go.
So hopefully I can help some kids and do some open heart surgeries and help some people all off the internet because it's information on the internet. So I'm trying to get into open heart, some brain stuff because I have a couple prompts left on my free account.
So you'll have a braces company out of your house.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing braces at mobile.
And if you think you can do that with GPT-5, just wait till 6 comes out.
Wait till 6 comes. When 6 comes out, I'll probably start like a reverse osmosis company, save the water supply of the United States of America, hopefully. So I love the internet, man. It's helped me a lot.
Entrepreneur.
Get rid of it. It's garbage.
So you believe that if stupid people didn't have the internet, they would still be stupid?
I think that the internet has allowed people to be stupid to their own detriment too easily. I just think that the ability to like ruin your life with the internet is just, it's right there.
But I think this
have you ever met a crackhead?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, probably.
Look,
nigga, you would know. Let me. You probably know some casual crack users, but if you knew a crackhead, Corey, you would know.
What I'm saying is, no one here knows exactly where to get crack. but if you walked outside and made up your mind that you wanted to smoke crack today, you'd find some crack.
And overall, this is the way I look at it. So everybody here would agree that the automobile is a good invention, right? Planes are a good invention, right? Those things probably will bring about the end of humanity sooner. Like, those cars and planes will contribute to climate change. Climate change, which is an existential threat to human beings.
I would say that the use of AI.
Just real quick, climate change, which is an existential threat to human beings.
Okay.
So what I am saying is, whatever technology exists, however that technology exists, the responsibility of the technology, to me, is not directly correlated to whether or not it's a good. Planes are good, cars are good. But we should also be responsible with our use of things that will limit our time on the planet. The internet is the same thing. That's the way I look at it.
I mean, I disagree. Again, I think that I think that the costs outweigh the benefits. I think that at this point we literally have a global mental health crisis because of the internet. I think that that's undeniable. I think that sort of like people are losing their minds around the world because of their addiction to the internet and because of their addiction to these websites and these social media sites and their addiction to AI. And I would say that the growing sort of like the resource usage of AI when it comes to water and power and sort of like all of the resources that we're dumping into these things, I would say soon are going to rival the pollution of cars and planes. Like I just think that we're using so much just to sort of support these things. Again, it's the internet. Like I just don't think that we are going to. And I mean, like, what has AI given us that is worth all of this
Braces.
water?
Braces company.
It's given us. He's learned how to be a dentist.
A new business.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks that they know something.
Yeah.
For sure at this point.
I got a smoothie recipe that went exactly with my macros.
There you go.
I mean, thank God.
Why do we think that people deserve to be alive?
Well,
I don't get that.
I mean, that's a better question.
Why
Let's
do
talk
we
about
deserve
it.
to be alive?
We're talking. Who the fuck said you need water?
Do you believe that there's any inherent human rights at all? I'm asking, because like if life is not one, are there any inherent human rights? I agree with you about AI, by the way.
Look, man, I just want everybody to be happy on the podcast. I don't know when people have been sane. Was it when Hitler was out?
No.
Or was it like during the Crusades?
When Hitler was out, like he dropped
slavery.
I
The
think
Holocaust.
that the internet has allowed us
Dinosaurs.
to lean into our worst impulses too much. And so, yes, I think that people
But we
have always
always
been
do.
fucked up.
World War II.
But I think that it
won.
allows us to really
This
sort of
Spanish
destroy-
Americans.
But we
It's
always
just-
do just different mediums.
The Taino
We will
people
always
they're
find the worst.
eradicated from the
Wait,
face of the
like,
earth.
I mean, when you
This
look
is
at
who
it,
we are.
we built boats so that we could explore, and then they led to the Columbian Exchange, imperialism, colonialism, the slave trade, all of those things. The technology, in my opinion, is not the problem. What is the problem is man's constant struggle against himself to maximize genius against self-harm. And whatever the technology is, that will be the central issue with man. Genius versus how far do you go? AI is a perfect example of what is wrong. I mean, they want to create God in a box, a digital slave that can do anything. To some people, they look at that as being this amazing thing that'll cure cancer and do all of that stuff. But we know that it's not. We know that it's another arm of capitalism.
Can you teach work ethic?
You teach work ethic. Yeah. If you have a child,
If you have a whip. You got a whip, and if you have like some form of discipline,
What did you say about Tommy when we was in the
He
What did you say?
I just gotta sit here,
what'd
man.
you say?
I got no comment on that.
What'd you say about Tommy when we was in the other room?
Yeah.
I said that Tommy's
You can
amazing.
build the world off of it. Yeah, you can teach.
Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? This is fucking ridiculous.
It's his question.
I think this is a question. Can you teach it?
If you were in control of the world, would you do the right thing?
If I'm in control of the entire world,
Every single person on earth.
would I do the right thing? Yeah, I would.
Yeah. You.
I would like to think I would.
You.
I do not know.
Yeah,
And this is what's wrong with people. We're fucking liars.
Yeah.
Everybody's lying. If you had control of the world, you would do some fuck shit because that's what humans do. We're terrible. We've been terrible forever. So with that being said, man, use the AI, get rid of the water, and let's just die, bro. It's over. What else do we need? Like, it's
I want to
fucking
live
over.
a little bit longer. I just want to let you know. Like,
Use the water and let's just
It's
die.
over. It's. We've had a good time.
I have another question for you specifically. How do you think?
What the fuck are we talking about right now? I thought we were gonna talk about basketball. We're talking about fucking artificial. When Hey Siri came out, nobody in here said shit.
Yeah,
You know what's funny?
Everybody in here asked Jeeves.
What?
The fuck are y'all talking about, man?
I don't understand. What do you
Zion
mean?
Williamson lost a lot of weight this season,
And you like that shit.
and I think that is going to be good for his career.
Okay.
We're pushing positive health images.
Okay.
Luka's on the cover of what's the fitness
Health?
magazine? Men's Health. Well, how do you guys feel about this newfound craze of just people getting in shape and trying to live longer?
I normally think that NBA players should be in pretty good shape. So
It feels
when
like
they
part of the job.
when
right?
they got in shape, I thought it was like pro-evolutionary or like what for survival. But I think everybody should be in shape. Are you with the body positivity movement?
I'm trying to figure out if it ties to the Ozempic craze and like the popularity of the jingle and the commercial because I think jingles are back. That's why I asked.
Oh, okay.
I was
All
slow
jingles are
walking the
bad?
dog. I just feel like we live in a jingle culture. Like I feel like it's on the way back.
But is
We
that
got
because of our attention
TikToks. We got.
spans?
yeah.
I I'd like to personally talk about the return of the jingle, if you guys don't mind.
Go for it.
Sure.
I'm into it.
So you got Ozempic.
They have
You
a
got-
jingle?
Oh, Ozempic.
Really?
You know.
I didn't know that.
Everyone
It's
knows
time
this.
to lose weight.
They
nigga,
play that on
let's
TV?
go. So yeah, it's every day on the
Every-
commercial.
On
Yes.
what?
Really
Every
good jingle.
commercial is
So it's like
Ozempic.
He didn't know
it's
either.
magic.
Sky
but
Sky
Ozempic.
Sky Rizzy got a jingle.
Sky Rizzy has one for sure.
Plaque psoriasis. If you want to get rid of that shit, Sky
It's
Rizzy.
so
Shout
many
out
jingles
Sky
out
Rizzy.
right now.
Yeah.
And technically a TikTok or like a short form song is technically a jingle for the said artist. I think we're in the return of the jingle. And when you think about how many new products we have and how many things have kind of burst through the market, is it due to the jingle? Everybody here knows what Ozempic is. We've all seen the commercials ingrained in our brain.
But has a jingle ever caused you to do anything?
I'm pretty sure I've loved it because of a jingle.
Like, what's the best jingle overall?
Always Coca-Cola. I think that's like
Is
hands
Selena
down.
and Barnes
That's
jingle?
That's in your head.
Celino and Barnes, injuries, attorneys. On God.
Yeah, that's a good one.
McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
We have the meats.
So that came
Didn't
to,
Pharrell write
No,
that?
yeah, that came from a Justin Timberlake Pharrell
wrote
song,
that, yeah.
and then they put it in the McDonald's ad, and then they just took the rest of it and just used the "I'm loving it" thing.
How much? He's probably made so much money.
It's a lot of money. The "I'm loving it" joint.
What's the most annoying jingle?
Cars for kids. 100 cars
Yeah.
for kids.
The eyes
Kind
of
of
the angel.
Fuck with it. Like I had to get rid of my car, and has a jingle ever made you do something? So I had to get rid of my car earlier this year, and I donated it to Cars for Kids
Oh.
because that's the only place where I knew to go.
How do you feel about being a contributor to a drive-by shooting in East Los Angeles?
Your car goes.
Hey,
Accessory after the fact.
donate it to a good cause, man. Like you said, people got to die. So I'm doing my part.
I firmly believe in human death, bro. It's a thing. Also, because it's getting too dark for me, guys. Has anyone heard the Will.i.am East LA theme song for LAFC?
Is he from East LA, Will.i.am?
Yes,
yes.
Yeah.
What is it?
No.
He's a Blaxican fool.
I
It's a
didn't know
thing.
that.
He's a Blaxican. He's not Mexican.
It's
but
for
he's
the
a
soccer team?
Blaxican. Well, I don't know what it's for, but I just wanted to take this time out. I have no reason to be here besides hanging out with my friends.
Yep.
So I'm just really here to kind of give people their credit. I want to give a lot of love to Ozempic, a lot of love to Jingles and Pollution and like Will.i.am because Will.i.am is amazing.
The thing, can I say one thing and go back to something you were talking about? Is that I don't know almost anything about sports, but I think it's cooler when professional athletes are out of shape. I think that's cool.
Like baseball
to be,
players?
well, I mean,
Fat baseball players?
even fat basketball players, like to be out of shape and still be a professional athlete. That is amazing.
I don't think that they were that out of shape.
Why,
I don't think that
who cares?
they were that out of shape. I think that it was just like an image conscious thing, and they were getting teased. And as much as we
That's
need to be
cooler.
anti-teasing, we need to be pro-shame. And I think
That I do
I
agree.
think shame needs to come back, and I think they were shamed into getting fit.
My man.
And when you put shame
He's
on the
big
forefront,
he's big on the pro shame.
yeah, when you put shame on the front, there's the thing about shame, right? Like it can always go left. You know what I mean? You can always get a front row seat to watch the Bernie Mac show, at any time of day in any place. You get what I'm saying? So you just got to be mindful with how you shame people because you might end up somewhere else. But what I'm saying is,
say more. What do you mean? You might what can go wrong when you say that? You might end up somewhere else. What that mean?
You know, but what I'm saying is, sometimes we need slight levels of shame just to see what happens. You know what I mean? And I think that was an interesting thing to see that both of them got in such peak physical shape in such a quick amount of time.
Do you think people who I don't?
Are you questioning how they got in shape?
It all happened. I feel like there's just been a resurgence in like the skinny's back. We were in the era of like
skinny's back, more like fit.
Nah, we were in the era of like the thick and the buff. The bibble was out. We had people getting like muscle like implant surgeries and stuff like that.
Abs and shit.
Now we're back sleek. Timothy Chalamet's on the big screen.
Tommy's
Tommy's guy. It's just a different world. You know what I mean? And I just think
white person's my guy.
Well, Tommy,
you fuck with him.
not go
I fuck
there.
with
Tommy, stop acting like
You definitely do put us on
that's your
white.
fucking
That's what
guy.
you do.
Yeah, that's your guy.
He's talking. You interrupt him. Just say it's my. Like,
That's your guy. You fuck with him. That's
Tommy,
your guy.
why do white people act like they can't like white people anymore? You know we don't believe that, right? We know you
It
guys
just makes us suspicious.
We know you guys like each other.
How many white people have you put us in touch with, Tommy?
Many.
Thank you.
I like white people. I'm not saying I don't like white people. I'm just saying it was rude to interrupt
Not
him.
all
Tommy
white
Alter.
people.
I'm saying,
I like white
I'm
people.
saying it was rude to interrupt him when he was giving this impassioned
I'm just saying,
monologue.
bro, if we say that you know Chalamet and that's your boy and you guys are from the same place
Yeah, from your hood.
and you guys both love hip hop, we're
Yeah,
going to
fair.
think that you guys have ran across each other before.
Fair. I have a basketball question for you first, but then all of you. If you were commissioner, what would you do to the Clippers?
Like punishment wise,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do
Why?
because they're not good.
Doesn't mean you can't punish somebody.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. What do you
Not-
think?
And everyone's doing.
Not,
Like,
with,
they got
not with
caught.
what they're trying to do. You can find them some money. Don't do like all the other crazy shit.
So you don't think that they should send a message?
Who are they sending a message to?
They're sending a message to other teams.
You better watch how you handle your niggers on my watch. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? Like, listen, brother. Listen, guys. Listen, guys. Control your niggers. We're gonna take two.
Tommy's like, that's
We're
not
gonna
the
take two
question.
off of your wagon.
Tommy's now just looking at us.
Look at how the chair is swiveling. He's dressed like the referee of this whole shit.
I know.
Look how the chair is swiveling.
This is a
Tommy's
ref.
like,
This is a ref shirt.
This is not what the fuck.
I just think you're being so. This is your thing always on the NBA. You're like that there's a reason why you should forget this specific situation. If you catch somebody breaking the rules, you have to send a message. Otherwise, everyone's going to do it.
No,
They're
because
already doing it,
you
Tommy. That's what I'm
pick who
saying.
gets to break the rules, bro.
Yeah.
This is a racket. Everybody has their plantation. They got their boys playing the game. You give them a little bit of bread, and then you punish them for what the old rich dudes do. You can't punish. Take his team. That's what you did to the last guy because he told his girlfriend she didn't want him. He didn't want her having jungle fever, which they all probably feel.
Were you surprised with the Donald Sterling thing when what's her name had the face mask? I thought
Viviano.
I thought that would become a bigger thing.
What face mask?
She
Remember
used
his
to wear
girlfriend
a
had that
visor over her
visor?
face. I did a story on it at TMZ. It was like the whole face visor she would have
Yeah.
on. During
She
the
looked
time
good.
that the shit was going
I thought
on.
it was cool. I thought it was going to become.
Was
a
it
thing.
like Rick Owens?
But why was she wearing the visor?
Was it fashion?
She was wearing the visor, I think, twofold. I think one, she was wearing it because people were always in her face trying to take pictures or whatever. But another thing, she was just doing it because she was a focal point of the whole story and she wanted to have some cool shit. She wanted to have some shit.
It was some
that she
like
was a trick.
Kanye like.
It was
look
kind
at
of
me,
some shit
though.
on that type of
It was
time.
like you don't wear a full visor into a restaurant if you don't want people to look at you.
But also, when you saw the visor, you knew that it was V. Stiviano and somebody
Yeah.
who wants to get shot by paparazzi
Yeah.
and wants to get
Did
talked
she
about.
sell the
does stuff like
visors
that.
after?
She did.
She tried to.
Actually,
She just she kind of fell off quick. I
other
thought it was
people
gonna
started
last
selling
longer.
the visors, and that was the story I did
Oh.
about how the visors was flying off the shelves and shit.
I mean, I get what you're saying about them being punished, but it's just gonna look crazy because they suck, and they're gonna suck for the next probably 5 to 10 years. You can take their draft picks, but who really wants to shit on like a major market team that's never gonna ever win? Period.
I think that's true.
And Bradley Beal got hurt. It's over. I mean, I feel you. I'm with you. I'm just saying. I think it's unnecessary. They need to figure out.
You're like kicking someone who's already in the grave.
Yeah, they need to move some of these
That's probably true.
teams. They need to figure out how to get the games on television.
What do you mean? The games are definitely on. We're sitting in Amazon. The games are on TV everywhere.
But they're not.
I said television, not streaming service.
Yes, it's just still.
What's the difference, bro? Your show's on Netflix. They're not television.
Most of the things are kind of teams are based in places that you wouldn't necessarily want to go on vacation, and I think they need to find a way. Oh, when's the last time you just hung out in Memphis for 2 months?
That would be
who goes on vacation for 2 months?
On the gondola. You were just in the taping of White Lotus in Thailand for about a month.
Why are you putting me on the spot?
Because you act like it never happened.
These guys aren't going.
He told someone else he was somewhere else in that time. I just want to let you know.
Also, I'm like, who goes on vacation for 2 months? And why you pick Memphis?
You were on a perpetual vacation. You go to the Philippines, all of that shit like that, but never to Memphis. What's the difference?
I mean, I have been to Memphis. I used to go to Memphis for like 2 days.
When's the last time you've been to Utah?
Sun Park Cities in Utah.
How do you feel about the assassination of John Smith?
That's a good question.
And where does Brigham Young sit on the list of snitches?
I don't think that
Brigham Young started Mormonism.
I feel
John
like
Smith was the prophet.
I feel like I don't have enough information to answer.
John Smith's the founder. Brigham Young is a
John
snitch.
Smith is the founder. Brigham Young is John. Wait, who was the guy that saw the?
John Smith.
That's John Smith.
Brigham Young was his little homie, and then when John Smith got caught,
got paid in the long.
Wait,
true story.
I was watching that Andrew Jackson
Steve Young
show. Did
directed
you watch
this
that?
is going to be all over the place, audience.
Did you watch the Andrew Jackson show on Netflix?
No,
when
I
it just
didn't
came out.
see that.
It's pretty good. I only watched like 2 episodes. But my question
Were there
was,
slaves?
Huh?
Were there slaves on the show?
There might be. They haven't got there yet.
That's a pet
It's all
peeve
white
of mine.
people in the show.
No, but that's a pet peeve of mine when it's like a show from back then and there are no slaves.
Why? There's not,
It
slaves
feels-
don't have to be in every part of the conversation.
In that era.
If it's not a slave show, why do you have to have a slave in every part of
Who's
the
in the show? Who's it about?
How do you navigate
in that show? Who brings him his dinner?
Who brings him his dinner, bro?
How do you navigate that?
What if there's not a dinner scene? I'm just saying, like, why do you got to shoehorn a plot line into a thing that is not necessarily there?
bro.
I'm not fucking up at all. I feel good about this answer. No, I have a follow-up question though.
No, Tommy, this listen, bro. It has not. What I'm saying is like, you can't have a show about Andrew Jackson and there not be any slaves, and especially when you have like background, like, oh, I need 2 people crossing now, like throw some slaves in there because we were there. You can't
But you
erase
don't think
that
that
from
can't be
history.
distracting if it has nothing to do with it? And there's just 2 slaves walking in the
The
background.
blacks are distracting in the show.
Stop doing that to Tommy. Look, bro. Listen, bro. What I'm saying is, if we talking about United States political fit, does Benjamin Franklin have a movie?
I don't think so.
This is my question: who should have a movie?
I don't remember, but he must. Yeah.
Who from the 1800s should have a movie or show that doesn't?
Granville T. Woods.
Oh, Granville Woods. Hey,
Granville.
Wow,
we need to talk.
That was
Granville.
Granville, 7 foot tall inventor.
Granville versus
Edison.
We should do that.
Are you fucking bro?
We should do that.
What
Granville versus
remember,
Edison.
He sued Thomas Edison twice and won.
He was 7 feet tall.
7 foot tall black inventor.
Has more patents than Thomas Edison.
Has
I
more
think.
patents than Thomas.
Granville.
I've been talking. Look, after Two Distant Strangers
That was
came
your
out,
best move, Tommy, getting us in for this.
and like after Two Distant Strangers came out, and after we had done the shit that we have done, like I sent Trayvon. I'm like, Trayvon, bro, the next thing we should do is it should be Woods versus Edison. That's the fucking movie.
I think that Granville T. Woods versus Edison.
Woods versus Edison. That's the movie. A courtroom drama
You
set
watched that?
in that
I don't
time.
want to do the courtroom drama. I want to also show the patents. I want to show that this man did.
Well, that is a part of the entire story. The fact that he is and is. I'm actually. This is actually now. There's a reason to come here other than to watch you be uncomfortable. But that's actually a mainstream. Should be a mainstream historical story that no one has done.
You could have. I mean, I didn't know who Granville T. Woods is. This is a perfect opportunity to sort of like have
hit you on this. He was high,
and so it's probably true. That would be like a good show that you could sort of like push that into is Ryan Murphy's Feud. You know how he sort of like has the Feud series and sort of like every season is a new feud. It could be cool to put Granville and Thomas Edison in like a feud and have an entire season. Just a limited sort of series about. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I guess we can't give it to Ryan Murphy.
But the reason why that story is important,
it's sort of like it would be a good season.
The reason why that story is important. Number one, he was legitimately a genius. Legitimately a genius. Number two, just the perception of Edison. And this is not, I don't want to piss New Jersey off, but just the perception of Edison as this peerless inventor, right? there were contemporaries that he had. Edison was a great inventor, but he also was a shrewd businessman. And some of that stuff that he was able to do was other people's ideas and intellectual property. It's just a fact. And so in this situation, to have a black man in that situation who wins twice is very powerful.
So what happens after he wins? And why are you laughing?
I mean,
Because I feel you.
I don't think it was like, they were not like a civil suit type scenario. He just won.
So the end of the movie is him winning.
You just know that it's his patent. Yeah, he didn't get like a payload.
Motherfucker, yeah. The movie couldn't like... The end of the movie is the Avengers winning. The end of the movie can't be Granville T. Woods winning.
Questions.
Hey, we're going to talk.
Yeah. Who's playing? Who plays him?
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. Who plays him? You got to be 7 feet tall.
Well, no, you're not going to get nobody 7 feet
Michael
tall.
B. Jordan.
Rudy Gobert?
Apple boxes.
Yeah, something like that. You're not going to get nobody 7 feet tall.
Michael B. Jordan.
There's so many short actors anyway. You get someone like 6 feet.
Yeah, you get someone 6'4" and just shoot up.
It just makes it work.
Thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring the show. Listen, if you're not on DraftKings Sportsbook during this NBA season, you're seriously missing out. We're watching Jokic throw no-look passes with his eyes closed, Luka hitting logo threes for fun, and teams we counted out in October are now running the league. As an official sports betting partner of the NBA, DraftKings lets you be part of every wild moment. Don't forget the Emirates NBA Cup is rolling along. Big moments, big matchups, and a whole lot on the line. Don't miss out. Jump in and bet on the action today. The Central Division, we're looking at who the odds on winning the division in particular. I was surprised by this. Cavs are minus 330, Pistons plus 330, Bucks plus 1,500. No disrespect to the Cavs. I think they've had a fine start, especially considering their health issues. But the Pistons, there's no world to me where they are not the favorites to win the Central right now. They're currently 11-2, 9-1 in their last 10, 5th in net, 3rd in defense. Cade's, been banged up and he's missed some time and he probably will miss some time coming up. And they've been rolling along without him. I think they can improve a lot offensively. They're 15th in offensive rating right now, which is going to go up, I think, when Cade is back and healthy. This just, to me, looks like the favorite in the Central pretty clearly, and possibly you can make the argument the favorite in the East. So if I'm looking at this specific division right now, surprising and feels like an interesting thing to look at if you're an NBA Central connoisseur. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code YoungMan. That's code YOUNGMAN. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
What was your favorite thing about the season of the show? The reason why we're all here. Vince Staples Show, Netflix, streaming now.
Vancouver has really good coffee trucks.
That's true.
And triple the dollar amount.
Is it just coffee or is there anything else there?
That's my thing.
What'd you think? You were there.
I missed the majority of it. My trip up.
Yeah, Uncle Sam wasn't fucking with us. But fuck Uncle Sam. Fuck America.
My take on Vancouver is just nice people. And it's hard workers. And we got more bang for our buck. That's where I look at Vancouver.
See what happened to hip hop, Corey? I can't even say fuck America no more. You know how Chuck D feel? Knowing that we can't say fuck America after all he done and been through?
Yeah.
Ice Cube.
Sam's not our friend.
With the Vancouver thing, we're taping this in LA. We're taping this in Culver City.
Yeah.
It just seems like shit is not coming back here.
It's too expensive, Tommy.
So what I'm saying is like,
I don't think that's true.
You think
we passed that $750 million tax credit? Like things are returning back to LA. Like it's obviously there's going to continue to be people shooting all around the world, but I do think that had a huge impact. And there are, like the last I heard, I think that there was already, I think a buddy told me that this is just speaking anecdotally, so don't quote me on it. But I think a buddy told me that there was already like $450 million of the $750 million had already been sort of like
all in LA.
People already sort of like signing up for it. So I do think that there is some productions coming back to California, which is good.
The big ones were never going to leave, though. like if they really needed it, because they got. So I think it's.
But smaller productions like ours probably would still have a difficult time.
Definitely.
Do you think
that's the thing?
yeah.
if you're trying to show Long Beach in a show, do you
I
think?
wasn't.
But if you were,
That was a network note.
But if you were, do you care where you shoot it?
I would never try to do that. I think that's something that we view to be as important to certain. We need to bring back like Anywhere USA. You know what I mean? In House Party, they had two dudes that are clearly from New York running around Los Angeles doing dance moves for the children. It's just not important, but to me at least. But I don't know. They film Heat and a lot of Heat in Long Beach. They film Dexter in Long Beach for Miami. If you want Long Beach to be important, I think we should be okay with the 500,000 people who live there only watching it. Because for everyone else, they don't really know the difference.
You know what's fucked up about him in Long Beach? We've been trying to get tacos in Long Beach for a year and a half.
He wants to go stand outside of the taco truck in Long Beach with me, and I'm telling him if it crinacks, he's going to tell. And I'm telling him that because I love him.
I actually, in my defense, you don't have to be there. I just want to know where to go. And you won't even tell me where to go.
Okay. For a taco truck?
Yeah. Because
We'll
the
tell you
tacos in
after
Long
the
Beach
show.
are amazing.
And this will be Tommy's last episode.
They fuck him up. Because Vince gonna be the one that Tommy goes to.
I have a question because Corey and I were talking about this yesterday, and you guys all have your own perspective on this.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you decide when it's time, when you have a piece of art, whatever it can be, a piece of writing, can be a piece of music, can be a film, can be a show. How do you decide when it's time to let it go into the world as a perfectionist?
I think it depends what you want from it. And it's going to be different for everyone, and everyone should be entitled to their answer. I know that sounds like
But is
bullshit.
it different? It's clearly it's different with a show than versus a.
Not for me. Not for me personally, but I don't think I have the appropriate approach to art.
How many songs have you recorded you never put out?
Until COVID, I've recorded every song. Every song I've recorded, I've put out.
Really? I thought you had a bunch of shit you never put out.
COVID, because I was just recording. Like, other than that, I've never recorded music
No.
for fun, like ever in
What
my
do you
life.
think?
I don't know. I think that's sort of like, but that's the wisdom I think of an artist, right? Is sort of like figuring out when is enough. I think that for me, it's sort of like less of I hate writing. I hate it. I think it is a terrible profession. It's like, it's so hard. I don't enjoy the act of it. There's a Dorothy Parker quote that I really like, which is, I hate writing, but I love having written. And so sort of like being done with something is really nice, but the sort of like act of doing it is terrible. And so I think that for me, it's almost like, I don't know, it's easy for me to say like, this is done just because I dislike doing it so much. Yeah. It's sort of like when I actually get it to a place, but I'm also my own harshest critic. And so I figure that I do a pretty good job of self-editing. And then once I feel like it's actually there, I'm sort of like only happy enough to get rid of it, get it off my table.
What do you guys think?
Well, I don't write.
Just in general, but you're involved in a lot of different pieces of art.
I mean, I think that most artists think that the last thing that they've done is their best thing. I see that a lot. I think working with Vince, I think Vince will continue if it was more time. I don't think Vince would stop necessarily until it was like.
So that's the purpose of a deadline, is to be like.
Yeah, I don't think if Vince didn't have it. I think Vince likes a deadline. I mean, I would assume at this point.
Yeah, I don't care about changing things.
Yeah.
I rewrote every script on that thing every time something came up.
I think without the deadline, it's more problematic. I think that's just like too much.
The deadline's more for other people than me. Because I'm going to do it. But I think if they have a deadline, they'll stop giving notes. This is to this. I'd rather change it than explain myself because I don't care if people like things, which is not an appropriate thing. I think no one should feel that way. But
you don't care if people like things in general?
Ever.
I was going to ask, what do you think the best...
Which is a bad thing. I won't say
that is a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing either. I think you can't worry about their life.
In this job, it's terrible.
You're saying in the television job or rapping job?
In any job that's considered to be, if it's not fine art, it matters. It matters a lot because this is the era of the fan. I don't want to say consumer because that sounds that hurts their feelings sometimes. But it's the era of the fan. So it's like what the fans say goes. So if you're creating in this era where the fans say goes and where they pick their music, they used to pick their music. They used to pick their film. They used to pick, you know what I mean? Just like marketing is different, everything different. So at an era to where likability directly reflects how successful you could be. And if you're starting, you should consider it. You should just be like, because if I would have came out now instead of 10, 15 years ago, it would have never worked. It would have never
I think you're absolutely right. I do think though, I hope we are entering I feel like we're entering a new era of authenticity when I think that fans actually they are starting to care about authorship and sort of like the actual people behind the thing. I think that people are starting to feel like they're marketed to constantly. I think people are starting to like feel the effects of the algorithm and starting to reject it. I think you're sort of seeing a lot of people who are sick of that. I think that sort of like the boom in AI also is going to, I think it's going to sort of like put a premium on stuff made by human beings. I think people are going to start looking, I think there's going to be, yes, a glut of AI movies and TV shows and shit on streaming services. I think all of that's going to be there. But I think that that's going to make a lot of people like kind of disgusted in the uncanny valley way and say like, I want to watch something that's made by a human being. I'm a fan of Vince Staples' brain. And so I want to watch something that Vince Staples made. I think that that's we're heading back to that.
I hear you, but I think that's a very big problem.
That's a big problem.
People paying attention to who's making the thing instead of the thing. It's a disservice to the art, and it's like egotistical human behavior.
It's always been that way though, right?
What I'm saying is like, if it's like, oh, I love this movie because name somebody dead. Who's dead?
James
Woody
Dean.
Allen made it.
Stanley Cooper.
Woody Allen's very alive. Woody Allen's alive,
but
bro.
Stanley Cooper.
Not for long.
We got you, Woody.
That was a joke.
You should be dead.
You fucked up a lot.
Yeah,
Your time is, yeah.
But no, but like if say I love this because Stanley Kubrick made it, and then all right, what happens when Stanley Kubrick doesn't make it?
So
what happens? You know what I mean?
But you don't think that like with anything, it's a stamp of approval. It's like you're going to a restaurant because a chef did it.
Yeah, a couple of things. One,
that's wrong though.
Yeah,
like,
but it's,
because that's capitalism, that's elitism, and it's pretentious in a sense. Because what I'm saying is, I'm so sick of cocaine, man. Have you guys tried crack? It's like you're making another drug. You're fixing the problem.
No, it's a sign of quality. It's not a sign of elitist.
No, it's not. It's not.
I want you to know that Vince is be able to bring crack to every scenario.
Conversation.
I just want to let you know that.
So I'll say two things here.
This is so wrong. We'll get back to this.
Well, no,
we'll come back to it.
Not to take it. This is what I'm saying, right? We just asked if we was talking about the movies. I said, is The Last Black Man in San Francisco a black movie? And everyone said no. A white man made it. Then I said, is The Wiz a black movie? And everybody said yes. A white man made it. Because people didn't view it that way. But what I'm saying is the issue with that kind of thing, if it's utilized wrong, is the thing that don't nobody want to pay attention to is like, they not going to let no nigga make The Wiz. So once we start paying more attention to the artist than the art in itself, how will we perceive certain things? And I think that when it comes like to being marginalized and gatekept and things of that nature, I don't want it to get to the point to where it's like, I like this person more than this person, because if this person happens to be disenfranchised and has an idea that might be bigger, it might not belong to them, it might dilute the art a little bit, is my only thing with that. I just don't want it to get to the point to where we have this like crazy sense of fandom, which we've had for a lot of people over a long period of time, is that they can do no wrong because you like them. And then we're not being true to the shit on the wall is my only thing.
So I'll tie my answer to your question from before to this. So for me, when the only thing that I'm actually trying to do when I write or create anything is be in simpatico with the people that are watching it. So write the movie about the death of my father. It is just a formative thing that happened to me. And I just want you to go with me. So the moment I feel like you are going to be able to see me, I know it's done. And so I'll look at scenes and look at structure and look at stuff and go, am I giving a realistic, not just interpretation, but narrative around something that actually happened to me that I want to be in community with people about, which is how this made me feel. Now, you don't do that with everything, right? But with me, when you feel like you have been able to put your arms around something and you feel like you're going to be able to draw somebody in, it's done. Now, that gets back to what I was saying. That gets back to the second thing that you guys are talking about. I feel with what you're saying, the only issue that I have with it is that good art is also very singular to the artist, which means that like when I hear you rap, the reason why you stand out is that I can't get that from anybody else.
And that's not true.
It's true to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's about the art in itself, right? What I'm saying is,
let me finish though. So what I'm saying is, I can get good rap, right? I can get good sound from somebody, but like Summertime, North, like records like that, that's Vince Staples style. So I'm going to want more Vince Staples. Like Somebody could drop and they could sound like Future. It could feel like Future. They could sound like Boosie. It could feel like Boosie. But human beings are so inherently rare. Everybody here is the only version of them that will ever exist. There will never be another one. 1 trillion years in the future, 1 trillion years in the past. Only Tommy, only Vince, only Van, only Corey, only Court. That's it. So your perspective is so valuable that when I want that perspective, the way that you do it, I can only go to you. Whereas the art itself should be judged for what it is, what you're saying. It shouldn't be just about the fact that this is good because you put it out, or this is good because you put it out. It is, though, me connecting with you for your perspective and how you look. The Long Beach rappers that I grew up on was the Dove Shack and Snoop and Warren G. When you came out and it was Long Beach shit, it was different. And I'm like, oh, this is a new version, a new generation of it. When I want to get into the Dove Shack, I listen to the Dove. It's summertime in the LBC. But when I want to hear the shit that you are talking about, I got to go to you for it. That doesn't mean that, like, I can't ever be in critique of what it is. But it does mean, though, that I don't compare you to Hove and expect to have the same feeling, because Hove is on some different shit. And that's the value in the singularity of art.
No, but I'm with that. But what I'm saying is, if we're going to treat artists like they're special because of their singularity, let's do it to every single person walking this planet. And we don't do that for the most part. We know
but
that.
See, I'm glad you said that.
But it's the issue, right?
Yeah.
You were on the couch on a podcast and have a career speaking.
Mm-hmm.
What we do sometimes, we go out into the world and act like we aren't one in a million to be able to do these things. Most people walking this planet won't be able to have that. So when we speak publicly, we're not speaking for ourselves because it's not that many of us here. What I'm saying is, I don't want to get to the point of you listen to this, I listen to this, so I'm smarter than you. You wear this and I wear this. This is from Rick Owens, and you have something from Target, so I'm better than you. You watch this and I watch this, so I'm more. What that type of shit just irritates me. And that's how people use art. We use it in a combative sense instead of I like this movie.
I think what you're talking about, I agree. Mm-hmm. So something I talked about on Higher Learning on Ringer Podcast Network.
You gonna let him do that?
It's okay. I talked about on Higher Learning. Let me give you that shit. Let me give you an example of something. So when you talk about fashion, when we was on the yard back in the day on Southern's campus, you know, Pretty Wednesdays on the yard, everybody would dress up. And that would be the day that you had to.
Did you dress up?
Yeah, I would dress up.
You look good?
I look good. I look good. I have my little shit on, you know, from Dillard's. I go to Dillard's, get the little shoe with the little buckle on. Yeah, Dillard's.
We'll pull some pics. We'll fact check that.
It was fly to me. and it was two dudes on the yard, and they was really fashion niggas for real. Not like they went to Dillard's and they put together a nice shirt with some nice, and they looked clean. They was fashion niggas. One of these guys had taken a part of his jeans and cut the part of the jeans out, and then made a little thing for his watch. And when he would walk through like that, we would ask like, oh, where did you get that? He's like, yeah, man, I had an old pair of jeans. They was fucked up. I couldn't wear them no more. So I cut this part of it. And like, when he was talking to the other fashion niggas about this, it was like he invented fire. Because it was like, oh my God. Them jeans, when we asked him where he got them jeans from, they were some Levi's. But he took that and created a little piece of art. So to me, I know some of the flyest niggas from Baton Rouge that I know were guys that could think fashion. And it wasn't like the shit that they was wearing was expensive. Some of the best musicians I know was niggas that in Baton Rouge that was beating on shit and have making up songs and all of that. So when you compare quality to me of art, you're actually talking about intellectual ingenuity. We talk about high art and films that we love, and we probably got all these serious movies that we really love. All of these serious movies that other people would consider to be serious movies that we really love. But I sit down and I watch Harlem Nights, and that movie makes me feel like $1 million. Like, I could sit down, it's a Meteor Man. That movie makes me feel like $1 million. I get and connect to that story. So what we're talking about now is something that you can't get around, which is that fans have lost objectivity. It's just true. If it drop and it's from Jay and you say, hey, this is not that great, like, look, even me, I was about to go no shot at Jay. If you say, I don't like it, nigga, you a hater. If it drop and it's from this, nigga, you a hater. Maybe we could just talk about the art but also realize that we appreciate the perspective of the artist.
I think that I understand what Vince is talking about. I understand that there's a problem with elitism. You don't want sort of like people to hate art because they think it's sort of like lower class or sort of like stupid or sort of like not prestigious enough or not smart enough. Like I understand all of those. You're just what you're saying is you just don't want people to be assholes, and I agree with that. I don't want people to be assholes either. I sort of like hope people would approach all kinds of art with an open mind and just say like, I think that I might like this, and I'm going to go in and not care if it's a big fancy director, if it's a smaller film, a sort of like made by a no name that I need to walk in and sort of like with the same open mind that I'd walk into a Martin Scorsese movie. I agree with that. What I'm talking about, I think, is a different thing, which is that I value authorship because I'm a fan of artists, not because I think that they are prestigious or famous. Like I actually think that, I went to see I was excited to see One Battle After Another. I didn't love everything about that movie, but I was excited to see what was in P.T. Anderson's brain because I'm a huge fan of his. I think he's a wonderful director. I think he's one of our greatest living filmmakers. And I'm just a fan of the way that he thinks about the world and the way that he thinks about filmmaking. That doesn't mean that I think that that movie is necessarily sort of like superior to a movie made by a much smaller director, a film sort of like with a much smaller budget with no-name actors. I don't think that that necessarily makes One Battle After Another better than a smaller film. But I'm saying that just what I'm after is authorship. I think that what Van is discussing with you is like, yes, you can go out and get a lot of rap music from a lot of different people, but Van likes your brain. And he likes the way that you think about the world, and he likes the way that you think about your art. And so he's a fan of the authorship. I don't think that that means like I think that there's ways to use AI that are going to probably make some good art. I think that there's probably people out there who will be able to use these tools to make great films and great TV shows. I think that most of it's not going to be great. I think that sort of most of it's going to be the AI slop that we're seeing that's not very well thought out and just kind of like thrown together. And so I think that for me, I don't think that people who watch those movies are less than. I don't think that those people who enjoy those films are sort of like doing anything wrong. I just think that for me, when it comes to what I'm going to want to watch, I value that authorship. I don't value sort of like a film put together by a large language model because there's no soul there. There's no humanity there. It certainly follows the rules maybe of like Act 1 and Act 2 and Act 3 and sort of like the structure of a film and sort of all of these rules that these large language models can learn. I sort of understand that they might be able to make a coherent film. But for me, what I really love is knowing the artist behind the thing that I really love. I sort of like love peeking into their brain. Even if I disagree entirely with what they make, I sort of love the opportunity to sort of like experience the world through. I think that to me is like I think that art at its best is, I think Roger Ebert called movies an empathy machine. And I think that that's true. I think that it's sort of like, it's a real movies and novels and like art is really allows you to put yourself in another person's brain, basically. I think that's the closest you can come to being in another person's brain. There's something really nice about that. And so it can be disorienting, it can be confusing, it can be funny. But I think that there's something about that experience that can't be captured by art made by computers. And I don't think that makes it sort of like better or worse for people who watch art made by computers. I don't think that makes them bad people. I just think that when I'm consuming art, I sort of like am looking for something a little bit different.
I just think your issue is with the hype, which makes sense. Your issue is with the hype. But this is why I go back to the food thing for a second. There's a chef I know in Brooklyn, in Williamsburg, Italian chef. She's turned down like hot restaurants in Brooklyn. She's turned down Vegas, all the like hot spots that want to franchise.
Talking about that lady I met.
Yeah, Missy Robbins. She's turned down all these places a million different times. She's just like,
shout out Missy.
She's basically just like, I'm an artist. I need to be in the kitchen to create, and also I need to touch my food. So I need to see the food that I'm making every day, put it out. She's still like a very like big brand name chef. Like she's somebody who like, she's one of the best chefs in the world. She gets the attention that she deserves for the quality of work that she puts out. And so what I'm saying is like, I just don't think you can downgrade the fact that like some people are better at things than others.
That's not what I'm downgrading, bro. What I'm saying is if Missy was still that good and she still made that food and she wasn't world renowned, she's still a chef and she's still an artist. That's my point. If none of that happens and she's making hamburgers, because one thing you just had to say, bro, is a chef. That in and of itself is mind blowing, bro. I'm from not a small place.
He's saying don't let the platform.
I don't know,
be the
bro.
thing.
I'm not.
But that's
exaggerating.
a term, though.
No.
A term.
No,
Chef
but
doesn't imply like it's a highbrow chef. Anyone can be a chef.
But that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you said that it panned out for her to follow her dreams because she reached these heights. What I'm saying is, even if you don't reach these heights and you create something, the project that you make is still valuable.
That I agree with.
Yeah,
That
totally
I
agree with
agree with. That is like I tell
Then
everybody.
what the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know.
The only thing I disagree
Talking
with
about
that.
people hanging from trees, Netflix, and all those locations.
The only thing
I'm not wilding, man.
The only thing I disagree with is that, like, for example, my mama, as far as art with food, nobody beats her. My mama go into the kitchen, put some shit together, blah, 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 blah. But when she does it, it don't taste like nobody else's shit. She is inventive with food. I grew up a fat nigga. She is inventive with food. She thinks in the future. Everybody got their gumbo. They taste my mama's gumbo, and they be like, "Oh, Crystal, what that?" She'd be like, "Huh? Guess." She's
an artist, bro.
She's an artist. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Though.
my mama is the artist, and so it's my mama's gumbo. It's her gumbo. It's my mama's 7-Up cake. It's my mama's it's
7-Up cake? What's in that?
Oh, you never heard it?
No, I never heard of 7-Up cake.
Oh man, we gotta have you.
What's 7-Up cake?
All right.
But Van,
7-Up cake is they actually use
This 7-Up.
7-Up and they.
Instead of like
Oh, that sounds
water,
amazing.
7-Up.
That is some
It's a
fat boy
7-Up
shit,
icing.
though.
But this is what I'm saying.
I thought it was
I'm with you.
inside the batter too, though.
Yeah, with the icing. Yeah, it's in the whole thing. Yeah,
That sounds incredible.
it's fantastic. 7-Up cake.
It's really sweet.
But this is what I'm saying,
Very
bro.
sweet.
Check it out. That's what I'm saying. If you handed somebody a bowl and said, "You want some gumbo?"
Mm-hmm.
They will probably try it first, like it, and say, "Who made this?" We in the world now to where it's like, "Hand me that Jay-Z," to use who you saying. And I think that that's an issue for fans. That's an issue for fans because they have to know that you have to have an even playing field with your audience. In my opinion, you feel me? I believe that we need to start bombing shit again. Like I'm really with this. Like I'm really with this Black Revolution. Let's die for the people. I'm really on that. You feel me? So I'm probably not the person to listen to all
Who's
the time.
we need to start bombing?
You coming too?
All right.
Yeah,
You finna be
I'm
like
not
Patty
gonna
Hearst.
bomb anybody. I want to make it clear I'm not bombing
I already
anybody.
told you. I have things I want to do.
We'll put
I'm trying to live a real
Power
Put a
to
thing
it.
out before the
Power to the people, man.
I'm with it. With it.
Power to
Can I
the
ask you-
people.
I have a
Let's
question.
die for this
Have
shit.
you
Court
guys-
will be outside.
No, man, I'm with it. I'm just saying if you want to bomb some shit, you know, I'm not.
I'm
you know.
in the bunker.
Have you ever got a piece of criticism? It could be like public criticism, it could be private criticism, whatever, that stuck with you because you thought it was like really good and actually affected the way that you work?
For other people, yeah.
People who are criticizing is my question is, can you do the thing? And when you can't do the thing, I just don't have time for those type of people.
But sometimes criticism falls outside of art. That's when it's too much.
If you're somebody who wants to make stuff and doesn't want to take criticism, I think you're in the wrong business. I think that sort of surrounding yourself with trusted collaborators and people who sort of like producers and directors and art, like just other artists, like your creative community, and sort of like listening to their opinion is important. I think though that, listening to some Yahoo on Twitter and Instagram and Letterboxd is not important. Like I think that's whatever. Just sort of like I don't think that's not my business. I don't think that I've never read a review of that's not true. I read one bad review of American Fiction and then I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I can't do this. But then I was sort of like, so I haven't read reviews of anything really. And I think that it's important to not, because if you read the good ones, then you have to give credence to the bad ones. Right. If you read the good ones and you're like, these people are right. Yeah. And then when sort of like some stranger writes a bad one, you got to be like, well, this guy's right too. And so it's just better to just ignore it all and sort of like, yeah, obviously take advice from your sort of like friends and collaborators and sort of like people whose opinion you respect and taste you trust. But outside of that, I do think that, I think that especially I think that too many people get into like Googling themselves and searching for their name on Twitter and searching for their name on Reddit. And it's like,
That ties into the addiction thing that you were speaking about, the internet.
Yeah, man. I have a buddy who just directed a film. And like he's a really good friend of mine. I love him, but he was like, he goes to Letterboxd and he only reads 1-star reviews and 5-star reviews. He won't read anything else. And he said he just does it when he gets bored. And I was like, why do you do that to yourself? He's like, I don't know. And he's like, but I don't care about any of them. I don't care about anything that anybody says. I'm just interested in sort of like way people are responding to it. But
Case study type situation.
yeah.
Is there anything in the NBA that's been exciting for you this year?
The Knicks.
I went to a Knick game
How was that?
to
Yeah,
market my show.
you guys went, right?
Yeah.
Are the Knicks good again?
I got a duffel bag. It was cool.
I think we're way better, and we look like we have a
Kid
shot.
night, I think.
Yeah.
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 You know what's funny about Vince in the NBA? He pretends like he doesn't watch, but then he watches.
Bro, it's
He
on
watches
streaming. I watched clips.
He watches constantly.
I watch clips.
He'll have takes about like the Utah Jazz, but then he's like, "Oh, I don't watch basketball."
He doesn't understand that you don't have to watch a game to see something because he doesn't do things that people consume. People talk to me about my music in my show all day, and I know they didn't listen to an album or watch the fucking show. So I do the same thing. That's me when I talk about people's triple threat.
So what's a clip? Like what clips have you liked?
I seen Wemby at the 3. Do the little
What do you think of
shimmy
Wemby?
shake shit. I mean, he's French. Shout out all the Frenchmen.
Think he-
They
you think-
stole my people, but it's cool.
Do you think a non-American can be the face of the NBA? Because I think he's going to be the face. I think he already is close to being the face, but by next year he will be the face. But do you have to be American to be the face?
Kind of, yeah. I think we undersell how racist America is. And you can be who they're pushing as the face, but you have to look like what they want you to look like. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if any French guy is gonna really go over well in the stars and bars, and especially if you're not like a white dude. You know what I mean? White French is like different. Like, we like our blacks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of one of those kind of things. But
I just think
hope
he's
so.
different. I just think there's never been anything like him. So I think it's a very unique
I'm just
circumstance.
shocked he didn't put a crack analogy in there.
Oh, it's,
Oh no, but like,
it's coming.
I think
He's not done.
I think he's good. I think he's good. I'm not saying it's not because he's not good. I just don't know like how he's going to be able to not like a language barrier thing, but I don't know how he's going to be able to speak the part like of
It's just
what
the
people
feel
want to
of it.
hear, like the marketing of it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I agree with that. It's hard to market.
What do you think?
I think the next foreign-born player that's the face of an American sports franchise will be the first. So to me, I just think it's not even the concept of other is just very strong in America.
Yeah, for sure.
The concept of just other. Oh, you are other. Like you are something different, right? Like, oh, look at that. That's a little bit different. And you have to navigate that.
Is Ohtani not the face of baseball?
The thing about that is very interesting because there's an inverse there in baseball that was very fascinating to me. I was talking to Kalika the other day, and I was like, yo, would you recognize Mike Trout if you saw him? The guy who was the best baseball player for a very long time. And she was like, no. Like, would you recognize Shohei Ohtani if you saw him? And she was like, yeah, of course. I think that it is different. That's a good point. I do think basketball culture is slightly different than baseball culture.
Baseball's global.
I mean, here's something I was about to say though. I just looked this up. Approximately 75% of the NBA viewership comes from outside the United States. So it's becoming a big enough sport that I think that like having a French dude is maybe not necessarily the craziest thing. Like the
Can I
vast
ask you a
majority of
question?
it.
I don't know. I'm asking. Has there ever been like an American-born player that was a face like the Premier League? Or
No,
something
because
like
Americans
they're
aren't
not
good
good
enough.
enough.
They're not good enough
Americans aren't good
inside.
enough.
It's like a
Suck.
skill
But
thing.
but you gotta think
I was
like
curious.
Japan is like the farm team for
The Dodgers.
the Dodgers at this point, and pretty much going to be major league.
But also Japan, and I don't know like the numbers, but it was something like 40 or it was like almost Super Bowl numbers watched the World Series.
Yeah.
And it was because of the Japanese.
Yeah,
There was
correct. I'm
like
saying, but
35 million Japanese people
and
watched.
baseball is so big there,
Yeah.
right? Like they did the thing, they made it work there. That you now have this influx. That as the face makes sense, and the Dodgers took the Yankee playbook and just ran with it. Pay, and look at what they got. They got damn near the best.
I think the question is
player that's
maybe
ever played.
I think the question maybe is the NBA trying to push. I say this as somebody who knows nothing about this, but I think that sort of like does it behoove the NBA to try to push a French guy to be the face of the NBA because they want that international
Yes, but
presence?
they're
these
one
days?
foot in, one foot out. It's really weird. I don't get it.
But
Like, what's the NBA?
But
the
what's
NBA
interesting
Africa
though,
thing? I don't
but
know
what's interesting though is the four.
That right there, to
What'd you
me,
say?
the NBA Africa thing,
Yeah.
that right there to me is going to be something that changes the face of the NBA in the next 10, 15, 20 years.
What is the NBA Africa thing?
It is a specific initiative
Yeah.
to develop and promote talent on the continent of Africa. And with the physical talent that the players have. What didn't exist there was infrastructure or the financial investment.
This is the new plantation. Just want to let you know. I shouldn't have said it. Vince is now like, they went back and got us. I cheated up. So Vince said, I'm not the new slave trade.
Hey, but the people that
I didn't need you guys.
Get out of the tree.
Where we just
Vince about to be hooping.
Here's my thing with the face, because I don't think you're wrong.
It's the slave trade without the boat.
I would say, and you tell me, I guess you guys, you two, Corey probably is not going to chime in on this. I would say, objectively speaking, the 5 best players in the NBA are not from the U.S.
That's true.
You're basically saying the face of the NBA cannot be a top 5 player because of that. So that feels like at a certain point, that becomes an issue.
Flag name a lot.
Just think about how much. Just think about how. Think about this.
Who's the last white face of the NBA? You're acting like this is like a.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying it because he's
never
white.
be another white
I'm not
face
saying
in
it's
the
because
NBA.
he's white. I'm saying because he's the newest, youngest, best American player.
I feel like I hear about Luka Doncic all the time.
But he's not American.
Cold.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he seems like a white face. Now, he's not American, but he seems like a white face in the NBA.
It's not about the white thing. It's just the fact that, like, you hear a lot about Wemby, but he's spoken about like he's like a myth. It's like weird. They're like, and they're like, Cooper Flag isn't here now. And it's like, Wemby, he's gonna be great. And then later, like, it's just weird the way that they kind of word some of the Wemby shit. It's like they're not trying to make him, like, they're not giving him like the full push. And then it's like Cooper Flag ain't played a game and like he a slot with Wemby. So I feel like there's probably other American players as well. I just feel like we hear him a lot in comparison to Wemby. Yeah, of course we hear about Wemby a little bit more, but to be that accomplished that quick. I mean, you got a lot of good American players that like Paolo's good, but they don't really talk about it. He's in Orlando, but I just feel like it don't feel like they're really trying to push Wemby all the way. They didn't try to push Shea all the way. They didn't try to push Luka all the way. I feel like they're not putting all of it into a.
Some of that's
European
also
player.
if Wemby was the exact same player and played here in New York,
It'd be different. Yeah,
it would just be.
I do remember though, even prior to Wemby coming into the league, just the NBA Instagram, just putting clips of him playing in the French league up and stuff like that. I'm not saying they push him the same way because I don't think they know how.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The most popular clip, NBA related clip, by like 3 times on social media last year of anything related to anybody in the NBA was him playing chess in Washington Square Park. It had like 1.3 billion views or something like that. Which is like a weird thing. I mean, that isn't even like great
Let me ask
content.
you a question.
I don't think it's weird. My thing is, and I understand it's a different thing, and I'm not even trying to compare them because she had her own thing. But it's like, you see how quick Caitlin Clark got
I
a
was
shoe?
just about to say that.
You see how quick Caitlin Clark got a shoe? The Wemby chess Nike should have been out that week. When LeBron came out, he had a shoe.
But compare, I was just about to say that. Compare the cultural fervor of Caitlin Clark to Wemby.
That's because the greatest hype machine for men and women in professional sports is college sports. So think about this. Think about LSU. Think about LSU football. LSU
I don't
football.
want to think about him right now.
LSU football is a bigger deal than what 85% of the NFL in terms of the fervor of the fan bases. College football is the second biggest sport in the world or in the country behind the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
College sports is the greatest marketing machine ever for this, and so she was the undisputed
I
goat
disagree with that.
of college sports, and so she had
like
that.
Alabama.
If Cooper had stayed for 4 years, and you'd probably be right. He'd probably be walking.
My
into
question is this, right? How Wemby's on his 3rd year, 2nd year?
third.
The fact that he just doesn't have a shoe.
That
It's
is
crazy
but that's
to
a
me.
thing about the people that make the shoes. That's not. I don't think that's a.
You don't think he has shoe offers?
No, he has
He's
a shoe.
on Nike.
He has a
I'm saying
Nike
he doesn't
deal.
have a
The shoe's
pro
not
model.
out. But
So
that's
what
because the speed of the people that actually that's a technical thing.
I don't
about
think
the-
that he's a
about this.
personality enough for them to do the thing yet.
Neither is Devin Booker.
Does he speak English?
Yeah,
Does he speak
really
English
good,
well?
really well.
I think that.
I love Corey
here's
for
a-
that.
I love Corey for that question.
Does he speak English?
Corey saying is maybe he doesn't want to speak English because of his French pride. He's not saying he doesn't know
Here's a
English.
question that I have about Wemby is like, I actually wonder, a question for you guys as a group, do you think Wemby would be a bigger deal if he were a Black American? Because I wonder, I do think
Victor
that,
Jones
so I do think
will
that
go
there is
crazy.
something, I think that there's,
%.
I think that there's something interesting about the fact that like, he's Black, but he's French Black. He's not American Black. And I wonder if that's sort of like,
That American Black
has
swag would have been really crazy.
Interesting.
And that is the thing that I talk about when you talk about cultural oneness, like relatability. You know, the college sports thing is actually a very good observation because Magic, Jordan, Bird, all of these
It
guys.
took a minute for Luka to get a shoe.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
Some
but
of it's just
the
actual
American
making of the
black
shoe
thing
takes
is
a
like,
while.
there are other guys in America that people were waiting to be the face. Like, they are pushing them to be the face because they like them. They like them because, and Edwards, he's funny, he's this, he reminds you of a real nigga who could really hoop. Ja, like a real nigga who could really hoop. Just keep playing, take over, get to the finals, please win. We can't wait for you to be the face of the league. We can't wait for you to be the face of the league. And it doesn't seem like, yep.
Here's my counter to that. I'm not saying that I disagree, but Wemby right now is either the face or one of the faces of Louis Vuitton. And he might be the only professional athlete in the US who has that deal that he has.
I think that makes him more European.
But does he get that? Does he
French
get that if he's from Dallas? Probably not. I think that there's to your point earlier about the global audience, I think we get hung up by what people in the US think. But the reality is everybody else, especially everyone in the world hates the US right now. And if you have the idea that you have a foreign player coming in who's this sort of novelty, who's able to do the sort of graceful things that he does on the court, it actually gives him the ability to be even more popular because you don't have to root for an American. You can root for somebody in the sport that you like who isn't American.
I think he would still probably had a deal. His body type and like his look. Cause like the Clips got one too. They doing like Tyler had a collection. They kind of being vast with their Louis Vuitton shit. What I'm saying is that French cowboy shit was a hit. And they should have kept that going. And they quit on that way too soon. I think they had a thing, and it just felt like they don't want it to be that. Is he socialist?
I don't know.
He was with the monks. So if we start pushing hard socialism, like voter reform, and like hosting some pep rallies, probably some marches.
He did. He lived in a monastery for 11 days this summer.
I saw that. Shaved his head.
Yeah, it was cool.
I feel like he's one. I'm genuinely asking. I feel like he's kind of on that wavelength.
Yeah.
I think if people like really got to know like that he owned it, you know how the French is. The French gonna throw some caca at the parliament. They don't play them games. So I think that if he kind of lets some of that out, he might be next level, bro. But I fuck with Wemby, man. Shout out Winnipeg. Shout out everybody.
Thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring the show. DraftKings Sportsbook is my go-to during this absolutely insane NBA season. Between regular season matchups and the Emirates NBA Cup, there's nonstop action every single night. As an official sports betting partner of the NBA, DraftKings is the perfect way to get in on all of it, especially with what they're offering new customers right now. For those just signing up, bet just $5 and get $200 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. As always, I was hunting the futures this morning. We're taping this Monday. These are obviously subject to change. We are taping this Monday, November 17th. I was randomly looking at the futures on division winner to win the NBA Finals. Now, granted, I think a lot of fans don't necessarily even know who is in what division. But to kind of run through it real quick, the Northwest is minus 110, which is sort of obvious. This is OKC, Denver, Minnesota, arguably the three front runners. Central is plus 550, Pacific plus 600, Southwest plus 750, Atlantic plus 750, Southeast plus 2,000. Southeast at plus 2,000 makes sense outside of Orlando and maybe Atlanta. Shout out to them, 7-2 in their last 9. It doesn't seem like there's much hope there to even get somebody to the conference finals, much less the finals. I'm interested in that Southwest plus 750 with the Rockets in particular. They have everything they need to get to the finals, much less win the finals. I think that minus 110 with the odds makers are sort of stating the obvious at this point with the favorites here. I'm not going to argue with that, but the Rockets at the Southwest plus 750 makes a lot of sense. And for the Knicks fans out there, the Atlantic plus 750 I think is interesting as well because that's a team that on paper, talent-wise and roster-wise, has everything they need to win the East, potentially make a long run, get into the finals. So I like both of those as potential options. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code YOUNGMAN. That's code YOUNGMAN. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Vince Staples Show. Where to watch it?
All that shit. Watch it on Netflix. It's Behind the Frankenstein ad. Shout out everybody in the world, man. Fight for the power, man. Fight the people, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. Fuck what Van and them talking about, bro.
No.
Make your art.
Don't stop our business. Me and Van about to talk after the show.
Oh, yeah.
Don't stop our business.
Watch they Eldridge Cleaver Boogie Nights. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, man, make your art. You special. You don't have to be famous or big to make art. All art matters. That remember what them white folks said when they ran in that building? It's our version. You get what I'm saying? Make your art, make your sweet potato pie granny, and you a chef, bitch. you fucking what's the dead nigga name? You Anthony Bourdain out in this motherfucker, granny. You the best in Pensacola.
I agree.
You the best in Pensacola.
I think Anthony Bourdain would agree with what you're saying.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
We had dinner with Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
Man,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
New York City.
Bro,
Jealous.
on La Brea and Sunset, it's a washing machine. It's the Burger King right there, and then it's the washing mat over there. And there used to be a taco truck that was next to that bitch. I drove by it one time. I was like, that guy looks like Anthony Bourdain eating at the taco truck. It couldn't be him. A couple weeks later, I drove by that bitch again.
AB.
I'm like, the guy that looks like Anthony Bourdain is back at the taco truck.
For sure.
I drove by that bitch a third time a little bit later. I stopped. And I looked up and I was like, what the fuck? He's like, they got some of the best tacos.
That's cuz.
Just sitting down there, eating the taco truck outside of the laundromat, just enjoying the food.
You special. All y'all special, man. We love y'all, man. I know I come across brash, but I like y'all more than all these niggas, man. Just make sure you love your family, man. Go watch Granny in that tub. Watch Magazine Dreams. See how Jonathan Majors took care of Paw Paw. Do that to your art and your family. Make this money. Go to high school. Learn how to read and write. If you want to use AI to destroy the planet, then go ahead. We don't deserve to live no more, no way. We fucked up.
Why can't you just end on the positive shit? Why do you have to throw that in at the end?
Human nature's over. Save the animals, save the babies. It's Vince Staples and the homies. Love y'all.
That's the name of this episode. Vince Staples and the homies. Remember that.